Greetings, I'm Heidi Alfrey. I've been trained as a marriage and family therapist. I'm a unity minister, and I am committed to living authentically, transparently, and what I call nakedly. I'm very interested in becoming a published author with Hayhouse Publishing, and also very interested in being a radio show host with Hayhouse Radio. The title of my book and radio show is, get ready, Let's Get Naked, Revealing Your Authentic Self. Getting naked is being willing to strip off the stories of doubt, worry, and fear and release your imprisoned splendor. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois, the jewel of the Midwest, which is the perfect place for this spiritual revolution. I am committed to living authentically, transparently, and nakedly. I'm also committed to inspiring people to know the divinity that is within them and to live authentically, transparently, and nakedly. In fact, the title of my book and the title of my mission is Let's Get Naked, Let's Reveal Our Authentic Selves. I always ask the question, was anyone not born naked? We're all born with the spark of divinity. We're all born with great purpose and great passion. And we end up spending our young life and then the rest of our life often putting on disguises and masks about not being good enough, not having enough, not being worthy, not having ideas. And we often will fall asleep and not live the life that we're born to live. We learn these beliefs from our families, from our religions, from our cultures. And so rather than living this life that is authentic, is exciting, we live a life that we are living in a sense of imprisonment and disguise. This did not start yesterday, my friends. Perhaps our first man and woman, whether you see them as people that were actually on the planet or just have a symbolic meaning, Adam and Eve were born, like all of us, into this Garden of Eden spiritually, meaning that you have all the gifts that you'll ever need to live this life. They were appreciating this life, this beautiful planet, the animals, and each other. And then they're tempted by life. And I don't know what tempted you to fall asleep. But they are tempted by life to start not liking themselves, and they're invited to eat from this tree of right and wrong, bad and good, the tree of knowledge with a small k. But that tree of knowledge was the tree that showed them or made them think that they were different. Something was wrong with them. Rather than focusing on their similarities and their spiritual connection, they focused on what was different. And they got into the bad and good and the right and wrong. And then they went to hide, because they were feeling so ashamed. And God, the universe, life comes looking for them, as God, the universe, life comes looking for you. And said to them, Adam, where are you? And Adam says, I'm hiding. And the universe says, why are you hiding? And Adam says, because I'm naked. And God says, who told you were naked? So the question is, who told you something was wrong with you? What culture, what family system, what religion told you something was wrong with you? And they were told something was wrong with them. So where do we stop this imprisonment? It stops with you. And so our quest in Let's Get Naked is to ask ourselves, who told us something was wrong with us? Was it a family? And we know our families came from their families, and we're passing along generations of people not feeling good about themselves. I tend to call that hand-me-down clothing, and you know how hand-me-down clothing is. It never fits right. It was somebody else's, and you just wear it because you think it's the only thing you have to wear. And life, if we live in that state of not knowing who we are and wearing those masks, we start to get into so many behavior patterns that don't work. I know for me, it was using alcohol for many years, hiding in that bottle and recognizing, thinking that was the only kind of life I had to live. But the universe and God and life loves us so much. It wants to force us to release ourselves from those prisons that we're in and recognizing that we have the key. And so I went through being arrested and had to break out of my own jail of consciousness by finding a spiritual community that loved me and supported me. And that was 30 some odd years ago. So my invitation to each and every one of us, and my big question to everyone is, was anyone not born naked? Of course not. We're all born as those beautiful, perfect children. So my call to action for all of you is to make a list of, if I wasn't afraid, I would. That's the main mask we wear, is fear. And write down, if I wasn't afraid, I would, and just let that be a free flow writing experience. And then attempt one of those each day. It has been said that God sleeps in the rocks, dreams in the plants, stirs in the animals, and awakens in man and in woman. It is time for all of us to wake up. Let's get naked.